Being tall is an attribute that most people take for granted, and one which so many folks who fall below the average height wish they had. Whether you're a man or a woman having your shoulders higher than everyone else's, a rank tends to command more attention and respect from peers and members of the opposite sex. Unfortunately, some people never grow up to the average height largely accepted by society, and that tends to affect their level of confidence and self-esteem. It's common knowledge that simply calling someone who is below the average height short is often an effective way to insult their sensibilities and make them feel very bad. In fact, it seems to be one of the easiest things to be brought up during a quarrel or argument between rivals or even couples if one of them happens to be significantly taller than the other. In certain situations, being taller can give the impression of strength and stamina, which could easily intimidate would-be opponents, while in other situations it can be perceived as beauty and handsomeness, which could be the difference between who gets accepted and who gets rejected by members of the opposite sex. Up until recent advances in medical science, if you were born short due to not inheriting the right genes or malnutrition, there was simply nothing you could do about it. However, there are now many people that are known to have successfully increased their heights after undergoing some painful medical procedures. So let's have a look at some of the ways you can add a few inches to your height. Number 1. Diet and exercise. Well, if you are still growing or below the age of 20, then having a proper balanced diet and regular exercise can give you the best chances to grow up to the maximum height permitted by your genes. However, if you're above this age, it may be possible to grow a little bit further by having the right foods and exercises, as some people are known to continue growing past their mid-20s. Exercises can help in shaping and strengthening your body to withstand the pull of gravity, which your body is growing against. They can also stimulate the release of growth hormones, which is what your body needs to grow. You should endeavour to eat a lot of foods rich in protein and calcium, as they are vital to build up the structure of your body. Number 2. Stretching exercises. There are special exercises that have been developed to target key parts of the body and force them to stretch. Such exercises include bar hanging, pelvic shift, cobra stretch, super cobra stretch, standing vertical stretch, Pilates rollover, forward spine stretch, and cat stretch. It's expected that if done correctly over a sustained period of time, a person may experience a significant increase in their height between 2 to 4 inches. Number 3. Wearing built-up shoes. One of the easiest and painless ways to add a few inches to your height is wearing built-up or stack-heel shoes. You can often find them in most shoe shops, but if you want to gain more height from them, you need to go online and order a customized shoe designed to give you more height without making it look obvious. A lot of politicians and celebrities who are vertically challenged and known to use this trick to make themselves seem taller include Tom Cruise, U2 lead man Bono, Nicolas Sarkozy, and even Simon Cowell. Number 4. Wearing the right clothes. Though it may seem hard to believe, but knowing how to dress appropriately can help you make you look taller than you actually are. Opting out for clothes with vertical stripes or patterns can create the optical illusion of parallel lines due to objects that make them seem longer. This is called column dressing. Also, as a rule, avoid wearing horizontal striped clothes, as this would do the reverse of column dressing and make you seem shorter. You can bolster the effect by wearing high-waisted jeans or trousers. This will increase the perceived length of your legs and make you seem taller. If you're a lady, then by all means wear pointed shoes or stilettos whenever you can, but make sure they are neutral coloured footwear which would blend with the colour of your legs and make them appear longer. Avoid wearing baggy and oversized clothing that can increase the width of your body, but also avoid wearing extremely tight-fitting clothes which would definitely make you look smaller. Instead, wear tailor-fitted clothes that are between tight and loose, and you will be surprised the difference that makes. Number 5. Height lengthening surgery. Well, if after trying all the above methods listed in this video, you are still not satisfied with your height, then you might want to consider having a surgery to increase the length of your legs. This is a procedure whereby the legs or thighs of a patient is gradually increased to make them taller. It's an operation that involves drilling a hole through the centre of the patient's thigh bone from the top. A surgical saw is then cleverly inserted through the hole and delicately used to cut the thigh bones in two. A stainless steel rod is then inserted vertically in the bones and fastened with screws. The thigh bones are incentivized to growing by turning the legs inwards and outwards a couple of times a day as the rod gradually lengthened. This way it's theoretically possible to increase the patient's height by up to 6 inches in a single operation, but actual height gained is determined by what the patient's body can really accept. A few known people to have this procedure to add a couple of inches to their height includes Chris Johnson, who is 5'7" tall at the age of 25 but decided to get cosmetic surgery to make his legs longer after not being satisfied with wearing a BuiltUp shoes. This painful operation, which cost him a whopping £34,000, was performed by Dr. Jean-Marc Gouchet, the foremost expert in this form of cosmetic surgery. Another person who benefited from this type of surgery was a Canadian estate agent called Thomas Keeper, who was able to increase his height from 5'6" inches to 5'10" inches, which enabled him to marry his wife Maggie, who was naturally taller than him. So there we have it, folks. Thanks a lot for viewing, and please like, subscribe or leave a comment below for more interesting videos on this channel. Cheerio!